Hi, I'm Shannon Seaver, and today we're going to talk about dividing rational expressions. We're going to start off by reviewing dividing fractions, then we're going to divide monomial rational expressions, and then polynomial rational expressions. So let's first review dividing fractions. Here we have, oops, I want a pen, 3/8 divided by 1/2. One thing you need to remember when you're dividing fractions is we want to rewrite this and we're going to turn it into a multiplication. Because what happens is the first fraction stays the same, but the second fraction we find the reciprocal of. And then we multiply straight across. So this will be 3 times 2 is 6, and 8 times 1 is 8. We can reduce that because we know that 2 goes into both 6 and 8. So this becomes a 3. And this becomes a 4. So our final answer is 3/4. Another way we could look at this is to break this down into its factors. So 3 and 2 are already as far down as you can go with factoring. But 8 could be broken down into 3 8s, or 3 2s, pardon me. So if I multiply straight across, this is what I would get after I factorize all of it. But I could cancel out the 2's there, and then 3, and then we have 2 times 2, which is 4. On this one it looks funny because we have a fraction divided by a fraction. So I could rewrite this as 4/3 divided by -3/2. Now that I've gotten written like this, I'm going to make it into a multiplication. So this will be 4/3 times 2 over -3. Okay, so if I turn this into its factoring, prime factorization, I have 2 2's going into 4 times 2, and then a 3 times a -3. That's going to be 8 over 9, and it's going to be negative. Okay, so let's look at our next slide. So here's the steps you need to remember when dividing rational expressions. First of all, you're going to rewrite with the reciprocal and multiply, okay? Don't forget to make it a multiplication. Okay? Second of all, you're going to factor each one, then you're going to simplify, and then you're actually going to do the action of multiplying. So let's look at this one right here. We have p to the third over 2q divided by -p squared over 4q. So I'm going to rewrite this first of all as a multiplication. So this will be 4q over -p squared. And now if I write this out in its prime factors, I got p times p times p times 4. And actually I can rewrite 4 as 2 times 2 q. And this will be 2q. And we also have a -p times p. I'm going to call that -1. Okay? So now I can cancel out 2 p's, I can cancel out a q, and I can cancel out a 2. So my final answer on this is 2p over -1. And I can rewrite that as -2p. When we're dividing polynomial rational expressions, again, we're going to rewrite it, then we're going to factor it. So let's rewrite this first. We have 2x plus 2 over x squared plus 5x plus 6 times x squared plus 2x minus 3 over 3x plus 3. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and factor these binomials. Those are easy to factor because I can take out a 2 from both of them and rewrite it as x plus 1. And I can take out a 3 and rewrite that as x plus 1. These two, I'm going to need to use my box method to solve that. If you do use it, and I'm not going to show it right now, I'm going to end up with x plus 3 and x plus 2 on that one. And on this one, I would end up with x plus 3 and x minus 1. Okay, so now I have it all factored out. I can cancel the like factors. And I think that's all I have. So this will be 2 times x minus 1 over 3 times x plus 2. All right, so I'm going to pause the video, and I want you to take a moment to try this one. Okay, so after solving this and factoring it, I could cancel out the y minus 1 here, and w minus y here. And what I'm left with is y times w minus y on the top, and w plus y. Actually, I am not left with this on the top. I canceled it. So it's just y on the top over w plus y minus times y minus 1. So this is okay. Now our last example is this one. And remember that weird fraction that we looked at the beginning of the video. We can rewrite this as 2y over y squared minus 4 divided by 3 over y squared minus 4y plus 4. So now I want you to stop the video, try this one on your own, and come back and check your work. Okay, so the answer I got was 2y times y minus 2 and 3 times y plus 2. If you have any questions about this, bring them to class tomorrow.